My name is Chris with CJM Industries. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install our side skirt extensions on an 8V RS3. Just to show you what this is going to look like, we have even spacing down the whole length here. And these are going to hold this tight to the bottom of the OEM skirt. And this is just a subtle extension, especially if you're running a lip on the front of the car or some sort of diffuser or spats. This can kind of tie the side of the car together. The only tools we need is going to be a drill or a ratchet, a T25, and one of these angle drill pieces is helpful if you're going to use a drill so that you can fit it underneath the car. Obviously that doesn't fit well, but doing it this way makes it a lot easier. You'll see that I have this just set up on a couple pieces of cut-offs, wood blocks. You can use cardboard boxes, whatever you have. You want to get this up tight so that it lines up and then it holds position. If you have someone helping you, 2 sets of hands, you could probably do this without holding it up, but we do recommend setting it up something like this so that it's not moving around while you're trying to attach the screws. These skirts have holes already drilled through the whole length of them with our position. The way that we're going to set the in and out position is along the front here. We'll make sure that's flush. We'll do the same at the back. And then if you reach behind the front edge here, you'll feel where the skirt piece ends. That's where we want to line up the back edge of our skirt extension. And we're going to do the same on this back corner. I have a different car here that's not black. It's a little easier to see how we reference this. So you'll see our skirt down here. This is obviously with the fender liner removed, but when you reach your hand behind, you're looking for this portion of the factory skirt. That's going to be where we reference, and you just want our piece to sit flush with that back edge. This is sitting behind the fender liner. You won't be able to see that, but if you reach your hand from the front like this, you'll be able to feel where that's supposed to sit. And then same situation back here. If you reach your hand up just in like the last 3-4 inches here, you'll feel that there's a pretty flat spot. That's going to be the reference that we use for the back edge. Inserting our screws, we're going to start at one end and work towards the opposite side. I'm going to use this right angle adapter. We have a T25 screw and a washer. This is going to go on each of the holes. There's 16 of them on each side. Now these are self-tappers. We got to be careful that we're not screwing this in too tight and stripping those threads back out. So I'll go up very close. I'll leave 2-3 threads loose, and then I can go back and do that by hand once I have the whole row set up. That'll hold the skirt in position. We'll make sure it's not moving, and then we can get a feel for how tight that screw needs to be at the very end. I'm going to go through and do every other hole at this point. I can move my blocks as I pass it. So once I get 1, 2, 3-ish, I can get rid of these. 1, 2, 3, I'll get rid of this. So I have a little more room to work under there. I have about 8 screws in here, alternating positions through the pre-drilled holes. And you can see that the skirt's now held in place. All I have to do now is go back to the other positions, put the last couple screws in. We do a ton of screws in these, but it makes a difference with, after a couple years, this plastic won't settle. It'll look consistent and follow the bottom contour of this OEM skirt. One thing I want to call out, the screws that we use are self-tapper, so you don't need a pre-drill holes. These are set to a specific length so that it goes through the skirt to hold it and has enough thread inside the OEM skirt on the bottom. But this is not going to touch the sheet metal of the rocker panel, so you don't have to worry about touch-up paint. We're not actually drilling into the sheet metal anywhere. This is just being held on to the OEM lower skirt. If you've never taken these off, there's like a plastic rail here that goes behind the OEM skirt that holds the weight of this on there. It's the 3M tape on the top that most people see is really just there to hold that top edge tight to the body. There's actually a bracket under here that holds this on, so we're not adding a significant amount of weight where you got to worry about this sagging over time. That's all I got for this one. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment or send us an email, support@cjmind.com. Thank you.